In this video, I'm showing you how to get LED feedback on your Novation LaunchPAD for triggering multi-tracks for live performance. These tracks right here are the multi-tracks that'll be playing. These are all the different cues for the LaunchPAD setup that will jump to different portions of the song. Triggering this one at the beginning will play all the parts right through, start to finish. So what we've got here is the MIDI track. You want to set these up, and we'll do monitor auto, MIDI to LaunchPAD, and put that on channel 6. That sends the MIDI information to the LEDs on your LaunchPAD. We'll make them light up. And then we put this clip in here. And what we're doing on these is we go to this section on here, the launch section. So if you don't have that, it's this L in the corner here. And we go to this follow action setting. What this does is it's saying after this many times playing this clip, so it'll play this clip once, and then it'll say, what do you want me to do? You can stop it, play next, previous. We're going to do next. So it'll jump down through the line here. And this follow action number is important. That's going to be changing on most of them. So we take it from here. This is when you trigger the first part of the song, it starts at 1. So this marker 1 right here, that's where that's going to start. The next one for verse 1 starts at 3. So the difference between those, 3 minus 1 is 2. So we want this flashing for 2 measures. And the LED flash is what I set up to indicate the next track that's playing. So we've got verse 1. We want the verse 1 light to light up. So I'm just going to move some stuff around here. Now these are MIDI notes, not MIDI CCs. So on this piano, we have, we're going to insert our MIDI notes for these pads. So verse 1 pad that I've got set up corresponds to F3. So I'm just going to throw this in here, copy that. This will make it flash in tempo. You can set these up to flash quicker by doing something like this, throwing that in. That'll flash twice as fast, but I just like it to do this. And then it's important to know that your velocity changes the color. So at 0, it's going to flash white. And all these colors in here change to a million different things. It's pretty cool. All right, so that's going to flash when we start this song. It's going to flash white on verse 1. Now we're going to have to add, while verse 1 is playing, we want verse 2 to flash, indicating that that's coming up next. So verse 2 is C#3. I'm going to drag that down there. And then we're going to look at how much time to put here. So this starts at 3. This track starts at 11. So 11 minus 3 is 8. I'm going to put 8 in this follow action. Cool. So that's going to make the white LED flash. So let's start this from the beginning. So we see verse 1 is flashing before the song starts. Boom, now verse 2 is flashing. We'll see how to set up the indicator for showing what track is currently playing. That's in this LED parts section. So this is set up exactly the same as the LED flash. We've got auto, LaunchPAD, that's where the MIDI goes to, channel 6. Now, what you want to do is figure out what is playing during your song. So we've got 4 verses, 2 intro instrumental parts, 5 choruses, and 2 bridges. So all these notes have to be set up in your clip in order to get them to light up. So I'm just going to do this real quick. We're going to fast forward this part while I set these up. But basically, I'm adding all the notes into here and then dragging them all the way across so that this clip is going to loop and the lights are going to stay on the whole time. I'm going to set our follow action again to the same as this. That's going to play twice, and then select the next track, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Okay, so I've got those entered in here. I'm going to bring this down to 45 velocity. That is a little trick here. You can see your velocity number up here. 45 is a nice dark blue. I like that. And then also I've got my start and stop buttons on the side there. I remember those are corresponding to F6 and E6. I'm going to drag this to 76 is a nice green color for start, and then 5 is a red color for stop. Drag those across. Okay. Now it's important to know that our LED flash is on F3 for verse 1. So we don't want F3 to be triggering twice, otherwise we're going to get issues. So in our LED parts, we're just going to take F3 off for that verse 1 part. So we're not getting two tracks sending MIDI information. That it'll just get a little wonky and a little mix up there. So in this first track, because there's no actual triggered part playing, I'm not going to have anything light up green just yet, but we're going to copy this down, maybe. There we go. Change our follow action to 8, because remember this is starting at 3, this is starting at 11, so we want 8 measures to play before it jumps to the next one. So we've got our LED flash set for verse 2, which is C#3. So I want to take C#3 out of here. Right there, we're going to remove that. And then verse 1 is currently playing, so I want that in here, lit up, and then I want it to play as a green color. So we're going to set that to 76. And that's all ready to go. So let's just display that real quick. We've got our next cue set up to what flash white. So verse 1 is currently playing. Verse 2 is on cue to play next. And I've got my other clips in here from previously set up. So you'll see once it jumps to verse 2, chorus 1 is going to be on the cue for next. So after verse 2 plays, chorus is coming up next, and so on and so forth. So that's how that works. Now these LED for the cues, our vocal cues, these are real simple. You just set them up to whichever parts you have playing. In this I've got just kind of a default setup. You can add some or remove some of these, but I've just got intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, tag, refrain, end. And then whichever parts are not in the certain song. So I don't have any pre-choruses and I don't have any tags. So those I'm going to keep off so that I know that those aren't in this song. So the corresponding parts or lights for intro, verse, chorus are these three right here. And the corresponding notes for the bridge, refrain, and end are these three right here. So we've got those in there. I put those at 53. That gives it a kind of a purple pink color. And then what you do once you have that set up is just copy and paste it down the whole section there, because they're never turning off, never changing color. So it's just going to be the same the whole way through. So that's the super easy one. No follow action needed. And then to get those vocal cues in there, I set up a MIDI track, set the monitor to in, MIDI from LaunchPAD, and then we put in a drum rack from Instruments, drum rack, throw that in there. And then I'll just show you how to do this really fast here. So this section of the LaunchPAD corresponds to G3. What is this? Sorry, that's G#1, A1, A#1, B1, and so on. So I'm just going to delete these two and show you how I do this. Super easy. Go to wherever your multi-tracks are. What do we got? Cues. So I want my intro cue. Drop it into here. Super easy. Same thing with the verse. Drag it in, drop it on A1. And what I got these from, there's a multitrack.com. I sliced and diced their Q track and exported them as little waves. You can also just record your own and then drag them in there. It's super easy. And because they're already set up to these notes, your LaunchPAD will work right away. So we've got
intro,
all these
verse,
set up.
Chorus, bridge, refrain, ending.
So they will trigger whenever you want to do it. They don't wait for this 1 bar jump in thing. They just go right away. That's pretty much it. So let's give her just kind of a quick rundown.
Verse.
So let's say you want to jump into the first chorus right from here instead of going to verse 2. We'll give them a cue and then go right in.
Chorus.
And now let's go to the bridge right after this chorus.
Bridge.
And now, wherever you jump to in the song, it's going to just play all the way through to the end based on the arrangement that's set up, no matter where you enter into this. And then on this screen, you can see when you trigger this track, these will play from here to the end of the arrangement because that's how it's set up. But these will step through each part because that's how they're set up to give you that indication of what is currently playing, what you've got available, and then that flasher to show what's playing next. With this setup and those vocal cues, if the worship leader sends you to a different part of the song, you can give the rest of the band a cue just so they know where they're headed into the next part. That's all I've got for you guys in this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.